Welcome back to Ghost Pirate Entertainment. I'm your host, Kainan Becker, and today we talk about the 2020 film, Possessor.
You have a very special nature. One we've worked hard together to unlock. Pull me out.
So most horror fans are pretty familiar with David Cronenberg. He's famous for doing movies that are just really weird and have this really creative and messed up special effects and body horror, like movies like The Fly, as well as Videodrome. So basically, if you're a fan of 80s horror, more than likely you're a fan of David Cronenberg. Well, he has a son, and the apple didn't fall far from the tree. He is the director of this film, Possessor. And I'll tell you what, man, to me, he did a lot of the same things that his dad did in the 80s with this movie, but just took it into the future, into the now, where there's still practical effects, but they also blend in CGI really well. And it's just some really out there, amazing stuff that is just very weird, but really a lot of fun to watch. So I watched this about a month ago, and I wanted to review it and talk about it then, but it wasn't available on any of the platforms streaming, so you would have had to pay like $6 for it. So I decided to wait. And it is now available on Hulu. So I know a lot of you guys have Hulu, so I figured I'm going to talk about this movie. I was super excited when I found out. But I recommend watching the unrated version. I'm not sure if both are available on Hulu, but if you can watch the unrated version, I recommend it. It is definitely much more over the top with gore, nudity, just you name it. And that's the other thing. This movie's got some crazy nudity. I mean, we're talking borderline pornography type of stuff in it. I mean, it basically is pornography in a few scenes. But I thought it felt fitting. I didn't feel like anything that was really done in this movie was out of place. It all felt cohesive, and it all felt like this world that you're in. So to give you guys an idea of the premise without spoiling it, it's about a woman who's a part of this elite special forces assassin group. And the weird thing is, it feels like it's into the future, but it's supposed to take place actually a few years ago. So it's kind of weird in that regard. But either way, it feels kind of like it's in the future. There's definitely some futuristic stuff. I guess it's basically just like in a parallel dimension, so to speak, which I love that. I think that's a lot of fun. But anyway, there's this special forces assassin group that has this technology where they can take someone's consciousness and put it into someone else's body and make that body do whatever, go and kill someone, and then they can pull that person, you know, their assassin's mind, they can pull their consciousness back out, and basically that person just killed someone and was out of their body. The woman that plays this assassin runs into some issues, and some stuff goes down. Not going to give anything away, but some stuff goes down, and it's just falls to the wall craziness. I love the fact that you're never quite sure what's reality. Especially about halfway through this movie, you start definitely questioning what's reality anymore, what's really happening to her, and what is she perceiving to happen to her. I'm not going to really explain more than that because it would spoil things, but it just has this weird dreamlike quality, acid trip quality, but done in a really unique, really transformative way that just really kind of puts you into this strange reality where everything just is not quite right. And I love it. I think it's just a fantastic movie. This movie is probably a little more sci-fi than it is horror, but I don't care. I talk about horror and sci-fi, mostly horror stuff, but hey, if a little bit of sci-fi gets into my horror, I'm good with that. Kind of like chocolate and peanut butter. So to sum this up, I really enjoyed this movie. I'm a big fan of Brandon Cronenberg's, and I'm really excited to see what he does in the future because I feel like for his beginning of his career to do something this cool, man, the sky's the limit for him. I'm also a big fan of Andrea Riseborough. I hope I pronounced that right, because her acting is phenomenal in this movie. I have not seen her in anything prior to this, but I thought she just kicked this, out of the park, kind of knocked it out of the park. But I enjoyed the score and the overall effects, just the special effects, just the overall way that it felt. I just thought this movie was such a cool ride. I don't really have a lot of negative to say about this movie, but I know some people won't like it. It definitely is dark, and it has a lot of morose things about it, and especially the end, it does get a little bit powerful and could be upsetting for some people. But to me, it's just an extremely well done movie that I enjoyed tremendously. And I'm actually going to start giving movies a grade. A, B, C, D, E. Or I guess it wouldn't be E. They're the A, B, C, D. Or F. Yeah. Oh, yeah. A, B, C, D, E. Why is there no E? How come I never realized that before? There's no E grade, but there's an F grade. I guess because it's for fail. I don't know, but that seems weird to me. So there's an A, there's a B, there's a D, and then an F. Anyway, and so with this movie, I'm going to give it a B+, because I really enjoyed this movie. It wasn't perfect, and that's why I didn't give it an A, but I really enjoyed it. So I just want to give you guys a heads up that tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which would be Saturday, I'm going to be doing a live stream and talking about this movie. So I'd love to hear what you guys thought of this movie. So if you get a chance, try to watch it tonight and join me tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time so we can talk about the things we liked and things we didn't like. What that's going to do for me today, please hit the subscribe button and ding that little bell, because that is the best way to keep track of this channel. And when I post videos like this, and I post videos like this 3 times every week. And I also want to give a huge thank you to my patrons, because I appreciate you guys so much for your support. And if you would like to find out more about becoming a patron, the link is down in the description. And like always, thank you so much for watching. Please crush that like button. And remember, horror can be fun. I will see you guys next time.
Sometimes that small thought is all it takes to lose control.